Recording. Hello, friends around the world and friends who are here with me tonight. This is Dano. This is our office hours for the Uke Club. As you know, people who are here, because of the technology we're using, we're actually open to anybody on the internet, and anybody who's using Blab software can jump in and join us. So that has never been a problem, but it is certainly something that could come up if we see anybody we don't know. We'll run them out. So the whole point of these get-togethers, in my opinion, is to try to encourage questions, give us an opportunity to interact with each other if that's what we want to do. As I mentioned in the email, I feel like a lot of that is occurring on the Facebook group, which is great. So we may very well be reducing the regularity of these calls. But what I do like about doing these is that when I get a little idea of something that would be fun to share, this is a great way and a great time for me to pass things along to you that don't really fit into our Uke Club daily workout. Todd asks, is that your blue suede uke? Yeah, don't step on my blue suede uke. I'll tell you why I'm using this in just a second. I actually quite like this ukulele. So on a related note, I'm hoping to try to squeeze in more and more little things into the Uke Club. The daily workout is obviously the flagship of the Uke Club. And, you know, if you go from day one to day billion, it's technically a 40-week program as we work our way through the book structure. And that said, I feel like there are so many opportunities or so many things that don't have opportunities that would be helpful for me to show you that don't really fit into that structure. So, you know, it's an organic thing, and I'm trying to find a way to present more information to you on more subjects that don't fit right into that structure. So we'll sort of see how that fits together, and I'm very open to ideas. So yeah, as Todd mentioned, I'm playing the Little Blue Uke today. I brought this one along last week or the week before. This is the Mahalo. For those of you doing the online course with me, you probably don't know that I teach real world live classes to actual human beings face to face pretty frequently. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, and I do classes. Right now I'm not doing any, but when the season gets busy, I do 3 or 4 nights a week at junior colleges and other centers for adult education. And people are always so worried about the ukulele that they bring in for a first night of a beginner class. So I play my good ukuleles and bring them in, and I have banjo-leles that I like to bring in and share. But I always bring in one of these too, because this is a $30 ukulele, and it's almost in tune right now. And everything that I demonstrate on the good ukulele can be demonstrated on this $30 ukulele too. So it's a way of being encouraging to newcomers to the ukulele world. You don't have to have a real fancy ukulele to do absolutely everything on the ukulele that anybody can do. Anything anybody can do on any ukulele can be done on one like this. What's going to be different is, you know, that quality tone that a beginner is not going to have anyway, as they're fumbling around with chords and strumming and all that. So this is what I had for a little mini lesson tonight. And then I'm happy to take questions either on what I show you or anything else that's ukulele related. Let me repeat again as folks are joining that if you want to come on screen with me and ask questions, interact, all you have to do is click the little button where the seat is locked off to the side. So there's this great song called Money. I knew it originally from the Beatles, and via the Beatles learned that I think it was Barrett Strong that did it. And I was actually going to save this for a song of the week, but it's all about the riff, and that didn't feel like enough for a song of the week. So let me play it for you. And then John Lennon goes, "The best things in life are free." And it goes on from there. So what I want to show you is how to do that little riff. There's a lot going on behind it to get that fun, funky blues, rockin' and blues thing. It's all about the double stops. Tell me, do you know that song? Jerry's saying, all right, thanks, man. Type in yes or no, or give me some hands if you know the song Money by the Beatles or Barrett Strong or anybody else, because it's more fun to learn a song that you know. Maybe not. So let me play it for you again so you know what we're shooting for. That's complete with mistakes. So the way we get this sound is there's two things that you really need to know to be able to work it out yourself. One is something that we've talked about in the Uke Club often, which is the notion of the 1-4-5 structure of the song. And that's more than we're going to go into tonight. We've had some lessons that touch on that structure, that concept of building a song around those chords. We're in the key of C. And the other element that you need to know about, and this is what we're going to talk about tonight, is double stops. So double stop for us means that you're playing two strings simultaneously. And here I'm playing the middle two strings. Jerry asked, anyone else showing poor internet signal? My hunch, Jerry, is that that's on your end and not on mine. So Todd says good. Yeah, you may want to log out and log back in. So that double stop on the middle two strings, I've mentioned this before too, and this is really a crucial concept for getting this kind of precision thumb plucking. If you want to play the middle two strings, use that first string. See where my thumb is? You want to use that first string as your stopping point. You don't want to go past it. It'll ring out and sound wrong. But you can use it as a backboard that you stop against. Whoops, I went too far that time. But I used the feeling of my thumb to detect when I've gone that far, and then I go no further. All right. So that's step one, is be aware of the middle two strings. All of this happens on the middle two strings. We're going to change those strings as we go. But those two strings on their own are the middle two strings unchanged from an open C chord, right? That's the open C, slightly out of tune. And we're just playing the two middle strings of that. So we don't have to finger that first string. We don't care about that first string. We're just looking at the middle two strings. And since a C chord has those middle two strings open, nothing changes. All right. Now, the whole idea here is movable chords that we've talked about many times, except this is the simplest version of a movable chord you can imagine. Hooray for easy. Index finger, any finger. I'm using my index finger for now. And you just bar across. If you're here with me, ukulele in hand, just go up 0, 3, 5, 7. 0, 3, 5, 7. I'm naming the frets. And then back down, 7, 5. Open. That sounds good already, doesn't it? All right. So that's it. It's just a question of getting them in the right order. Is that Monty Python talking about Shakespeare? It's not memorizing the words, it's just getting them in the right order. So you can do it with one finger or do it with a series of fingers. You probably are going to see me doing a little bit of both. So any questions so far? We've got the main concept of a bar chord across the two middle strings and only plucking the two middle strings. I guess strumming would be more accurate. Christopher's here. Hey, Christopher. All right. Again, there's a good little exercise right there if you're just getting the hang of it. 0, 3, 5, 3, 0. And now let's take it one step further and put them in the right order. Now that you know what we're doing, listen and see, you'll understand exactly what's happening. So there's the first bit. So all the way through the first section is 0, 3, and 5. And then finally, to round it out, we go all the way up to 7, 5, and it's that again. And if you want to end it, go back up to 7. The best things in life are free, but you can keep them for the birds and bees I want. And then F. So it happens after that, it's a regular 3-chord blues style structure, C, F, and G7. But tonight we're focused on that little riff, and I'm going to leave it right there and see if anybody has any questions about what we're doing here. To me, this is one of those things that really catches people by surprise. When you pull something out like this and play it on the ukulele, it's never going to sound mean and gritty like it does on a fuzz tone guitar or something, but it sounds real enough that it's quite a surprise coming in on a little ukulele. So that's Money by the Beatles and Barrett Strong. Happy to take questions on that. It's almost a quarter past the hour, and I do like to keep these short. So jump in if you've got any questions, or it can be about this or anything that we're talking about in the uke club, anything ukulele specific, or if you wish to compliment me on my new sweater, that's fine too. Todd says, are you playing a single string C before the double stops? Am I playing a string? I don't think I am, Todd. If I understand your question, are you playing a single string C up there? Oh, down here probably, right? The low C. I'm not doing it intentionally. Naturally, you're going to emphasize the string that you hit first. Ideally for this, your 2 strings would have the same power. So let me play it again and see if I can equalize it a little better. I think that's a little cleaner. So double stops even in the open position is absolutely right. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're asking me. So it's double stops, the 2 middle strings together. So that really is the 2 middle strings out of the C chord. So the melody is on the single string, on your C string. So if you wanted to practice it, that's the meat of it. By adding in the second string, you fill out the sound and you make it sound bigger, meatier, tougher, more beatly. Power chords, they are, dude. Thanks, Jerry. So always good to see the old gang here. I do appreciate everybody chiming in on the Facebook page. It's very enjoyable to me when we get a conversation going. We've got a new group of folks coming in. We don't have a lot of new signups, but we have people from months ago who have never bothered to get into the Facebook group, and they're starting to trickle in a little bit more. So be kind to them, and we'll see if we can get more conversations going. Anything else for tonight? Like I said, I want to keep things short and respect your time. I will, Todd. I will review the whole lick slowly. And Jerry says, check out the version by the Flying Lizards. Don't know it, but I will check it out. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, so here it is one more time. And if you like the sound of it, definitely find a recording of it, because the key is to know what you're trying to achieve. This is the mechanics of how to achieve it. But we're not working from music here, so you've got to hear it, know it, want it. So here it is again. 2, 3, and... are free. You can keep them for the birds and bees. I want money. That's what I want. You could go back to the riff there. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Your love and give me a thrill. And on and on and on and on and on. So good. All right, everybody, I'm going to shut things down. We've been recording. We'll get this up for our friends who aren't here tonight. But Todd, Jerry, Christopher, Susan, I think that's everybody officially here. Thanks for joining me. And keep in touch, and I'll see you on the group. Good night, guys. Take it easy.